So seek after the things of Him, the things of God, and these things will be added to you. Because if you start learning the fact that you have a caretaker,
right,
the more you're going to expect that caretaker to take care of your life.
Well, if you get that ingrained into your mind, then you can rest in it. And you're not spending all your time and effort just, trying to get stuff.
Right.
And that's just a pitiful motivation for being a Christian.
Yeah.
It's horrible, and it belittles what the gospel is and what it does to think that the only reason I become born again is so I can get some stuff and my lifestyle can go up a notch or two.
Right.
It's like, that's not going to do it for you. No. Just having better stuff is not going to do it for you. It's not going to help you when your babies are sick and crying in the night. It's not going to help you when your marriage is on the rocks. It's not going to help you when an emergency comes and you need a comforter. The money is not a comfort to you.
Right.
You see, and so we have to understand. Yes, I'm not against money. I'm not against having money. I think God absolutely blesses people, but I don't think you have to buy it.
Right. There you go. There you go.
I mean, I don't think you have to, bribe God to do it.
Right.
And I think this whole mindset has sort of given that complexion to things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what the idea it sets up is the fact that God takes care of everything but this one area.
Oh boy.
He's left this for you to take care of. And that's utterly ridiculous.
Well, then that transfers you over into being your own God in that. And that's never the way it should be.
So why would God provide for you in everything else and make you be your own provider in this one area?
No.
I mean, it don't work.
No.
It just don't work. It's like I said earlier today, logic has to be applied to the Word.
Yeah, the brain should always be exercised.
Yeah, because, that's the thing. The spirit and the mind, they're supposed to work in conjunction with each other. They're supposed to work together in figuring this out.
Yeah, they have to. Yep.
And, too often, I've even heard people say, well, I'm out of my mind and into my spirit.
Yes, and we know.
Yeah, we can tell.
and you're very useless in that position. Yeah, you're a useless Christian when you're in that way.
Yeah, because the thing is, yes, you are a spiritual creature. Yes, this book is spirit and it's life. But it's got to be shown to us in a way, and we have to act on it in a way that we can apply practically to this mortal world that we're in.
Well, Tom, no matter how much spiritual revelation you have, it comes through to you through your mind.
Right, exactly.
You have to engage your mental faculties. You can't just, your spirit without having your mind engaged is useless.
Right.
It's powerless. I mean, no matter how much enlightenment you have, if God can't get it up to where your thinking is, then, it's not going to do you any good.
Exactly.
You might have a warm, fuzzy feeling, but how's that going to help anybody? Including you.
Gary Carpenter says it best. He says that your spirit's like the computer, but your brain's like the monitor.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's really good.
The hard drive in the computer can process thousands and thousands of bits of information, but the monitor can only bring up one screen at a time.
It's got to think a little bit at a time. Yeah.
And that's the way revelation works. But your mind is a necessary part of it.
Well, Tom, how many times have you had like this knowing in your spirit that you had this, you were on to something?
Right,
like when you were doing research, and it's like you're reading things, you're like, oh, this is so good, this is so good. And you're thinking, oh, I really got a lot of this, but you know that it's not quite all out yet. You know that you still have to meditate on it and do some more thinking and considering and praying and all that. It's not birthed yet. And you know that, but you know that it's revelation in there, but it hadn't quite played all out.
It's not a point where you can express it fully.
That you don't have the clarity to deliver it yet.
Right. Yep. Oh yeah.
But you have the clarity to deliver this, because I heard it and it's fabulous.
It's been many days and hours and minutes and seconds thinking on this very thing, considering it and pondering it. Reading the Word. And letting it talk to me instead of me trying to figure out with just my brain what it's saying. Me praying about it, praying in the Holy Ghost about it. Getting that word in me so the Holy Ghost has something to work with in me.
Letting the teacher teach?
Letting the teacher teach me so I can teach. And that's,
you mean you need some teaching time?
Absolutely, all the time.
As wise and brilliant as you are?
It came by a lot of time and a lot of correction.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
But,
well, we don't want to admit it, but yeah, we have been corrected numerous times.
That's a whole other sermon.
Yes, it is.
All right, let's get into Ecclesiastes before we run out of time.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
Okay, Ecclesiastes chapter 11, we'll start in verse 1. Cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep on going. Give a portion to 7 and also to 8, for thou knowest not what evil shall be upon the earth.
Right.
If the clouds be full of rain, they empty themselves upon the earth, and if a tree fall toward the south or toward the north, in the place where the tree falleth, there it shall be.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean,
wherever
okay.
it falls, there it is.
Falls toward the south, boom. It's going to be toward the south. Falls toward the north, boom. It's going to be towards the north. That's what it's saying.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's go back up and we'll just work our way back down again.
Okay. Cast
thy bread upon the waters. Of course, we know in 2 Corinthians, which we'll get to that probably not in this show, chapter 9, it's a very popular offering passage that we see, and we've gone over it. And there's a part in it that's quoted from Isaiah 55, where it talks about that seed is ministered to the sower. It talks about bread is ministered to the eater.
Correct.
And God says, so shall my word be. And we have many evidences. Don't just take the one word for it. Let's go on to where it says in Mark 4:14.
Oh boy, well let me turn there, Tom.
Okay, because it gives a very clear, and it's in the red letters, so you know you can trust it. It gives a very clear, very inarguable description of what the seed is.
Well, Tom, it goes through, and it's the parable of the sower, of course. We know that, Mark 4, parable of the sower. Well, of course, he goes through the parable, and the disciple says, what does it mean? We don't know what you're saying. Talk to us about this. And he says in verse 13, know you not this parable, and how then will you know all parables? In other words, if you don't get this, you're never going to get anything. This is basic Christianity 101. If you cannot understand the parable of the sower, you cannot get anything Jesus is trying to teach.
That's exactly right.
Verse 14, the sower soweth the word.
There you go.
So, the seed is the word.
That's right.
The seed for the sower, the bread for the eater equals the word.
Yep.
But I thought it meant dollars and cents.
It does deal with cents, but S-E-N-S-E. Not C-E-N-T-S.
But this, this clearly says the sower soweth the word. It says nothing about money.
Right.
When it's talking about sowing, all this time it's talking about planting the word into people.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Oh, boy.
That's the way we have to see it. God never